What's going on, everybody? This is The Void. This is the Not for Debate podcast. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, and all other major streaming platforms. Also, be sure to go ahead and follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and pages. Uh, excuse me, my bad. G, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? Sorry I'm late. What's going on?
All good. Was just going over the intro. Um, yeah, we covered the Facebook page, well, our social media pages. So yeah, obviously this is week 5 of our betting and spreads and predictions. Uh, just a quick
Oh my God. Last
last
week.
week.
Last week was awful.
Last week was very interesting. Off the top of my head, probably the most surprising game had there been the New York Jets and the
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans
Yeah.
was probably the deal breaker for a lot of people. But I think, don't want to toot my own horn here. I think I came the closest last week. It came down to first of all, the Arizona Cardinals are the real deal as far as a serious Super Bowl contender this year, taking down the current the main favorite to go to the Super Bowl were Los Angeles
The
Rams
Rams, yeah.
last week. So that that game right there, that sealed the deal for me because I only needed, I think I took the over. No, the under. I'm sorry. I took the under. It was like 51 and a half points or something like
But,
that.
but remember, I called it. I said that somebody's going to beat somebody in that division. Nobody's going 6-0 in that NFC West division.
Oh yeah, 1,000%, 1,000%. But that was the deal breaker for me. It came down within the last 2 minutes. I had the under, and I guess the Los Angeles Rams didn't want to take that L lying down. They had to get some type of respect out of it and decide they want to score and mess up my whole ticket. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of that, man, the Dolphins are still a disappointment. I believe the Eagles they got their souls ripped out of them by the Kansas City Chiefs. So really, we just gonna just jump right back into this thing, man. For real, for real. We got the week 5 picks this week. Hopefully, those at home, y'all can walk away with some money. UG can walk
Yeah.
away with some money, and most definitely me walk away with some money at the end of the week. But we just gonna hop right into it. We got the tomorrow's game, the Thursday night game, the Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams are a point and a half favorite. I'm gonna go ahead and let you start off. The Rams, I'm pretty sure, are going to have or looking to have a bounce back game with another divisional rival in the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks just came off a win against a divisional rival last week versus San Francisco 49ers. So where are you headed with this pick?
It's hard. It's hard to see the Rams losing 2 in a row. It's hard. I don't think they'll lose 2 in a row. I think the Rams will cover.
You think the Rams will cover? Now, I'm gonna be real with you. Looking at this right now, like I told you, I do 3 different tickets. I do my 1 o'clock tickets, I do my 4 o'clock tickets, and I do my money line tickets.
Okay.
My money line underdog tickets. This
So you
game,
Seattle then.
I'm not gonna say I want to go with Seattle. Like this is a game where you definitely want to roll the dice with Seattle, but I'm trying to think what the points are. It's
But
two
there's no
points for the
respect for
Rams.
Seattle at all. I mean, like Seattle's at home. They're not getting no respect on this spread here.
Uh, yeah, but you got to think about it. The Rams just came off their first loss. The Super Bowl contenders. They look like the more talented team than
Hmm.
the Seattle Seahawks right now. The Seattle Seahawks are seriously not the same team that they were all those years ago defensively. I feel like defense is the biggest issue for Seattle, and
Definitely.
I like the Rams, but again, it's a divisional game. It's in
They're on the road.
Seattle.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's in Seattle. It's hard to play in Seattle. This gonna be one of my money line plays right here. make sure to put this on my money line, on my underdog money line tickets. So
So
if
this would be, so you're going with Seattle then?
no, I'm going with the Rams, and I'm going to
You're
go
going with the
ahead
Rams?
and
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and go and say the Rams are going to end up covering this.
Yeah.
The 2 points. I feel like they're going to cover the 2 points. What about you?
Yeah.
2.5 points. Excuse me. It's 2.5. What about you?
I agree. I think they'll win by 3. It'll be a close game. It'll be a tight game. I think that the Rams, again, they'll be motivated because they damn near almost got embarrassed by the the Carolina, like not Carolina, sorry, the Arizona Cardinals. So yeah, I think the Rams they're not losing 2 in a row.
Oh, they
I
was
don't see that.
embarrassed. They were embarrassed.
They were embarrassed. Yeah.
They were embarrassed. They should have just took the L lying down. That's what they should have did. Next game, we have the New York Jets versus the Atlanta Falcons.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but you can't. These two teams just drive me crazy. When you think they're gonna suck, they play well. Like you can't bet on these two teams. I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't touch this. I wouldn't touch this. It's just too much. Like nobody saw the Jets playing well last week. That to me was the big surprise of last week's games to me. In Atlanta, they do have an offense, but they don't have a defense. So I wouldn't touch this at all. I don't know. What would you do?
I'm touching it, and I'm going to say the Atlanta Falcons are going to cover the 3 points.
Wouldn't it be better if you do money line for the Falcons? Because they're probably the better team than the Jets. Well, they are the better team than the Jets.
The Jets are the underdog, so no, I would not. No,
You wouldn't money line?
no, I'm not touching. I wouldn't. I strongly believe the Atlanta Falcons could win this game. I don't see the Jets winning this game. I feel like the reason why the Jets won last week was due to the injuries that the Tennessee Titans had on their offense, and that defense for the Titans is just that bad. That's how I feel. And I feel like Atlanta, they have been struggling offensively too as well. They haven't been putting up like these explosive offensive games where they've been able to get into the 30-point range. But I feel like they have enough firepower to be able to handle the New York Jets. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Falcons with the 3 points, and I might even go ahead and take the under 2 as well.
I would take the under, but if I was a betting man, I would take the Falcons money line. I don't know if it'll be 3 points. I don't think it'll be that close, but we'll see.
I hear you. Let's go ahead. Let's hopefully Zach Wilson could have 2 back-to-back wins 2 weeks in a row.
That game scares me. But here we go.
So next game you got is the Philadelphia Eagles at the Carolina Panthers. The Philadelphia Eagles just came off of a loss. The Carolina Panthers came off of a loss. The Panthers are a 3.5-point favorite.
Do you think that's disrespectful to the Panthers? You think they should be more favored?
No,
because Philly can move the ball, they just can't stop anybody. Well, actually, they first started out that the defense played well, but then they couldn't score. Then now they switched. The offense can score, but they can't stop anybody. So it's like, I don't know. I think 3.5 is too. I'm a Philly fan, but that's too disrespectful to the Panthers. I think they're a much better team than Philly.
I think they're about even.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're about even. I feel like the deciding factor is the quarterback, who is going to step up to the plate and lead the team to victory. And I'm leaning more towards the Sam Darnold side. Now, this is another game that you might want to consider money lining the Philadelphia Eagles because, like I said, they're an even team, and I'm definitely taking the under for this game too. I might even end up doing the 3.5, giving the Panthers a 3.5.
What's the over/under? You got that up now or no?
You got 45. The over is 45.
Let me see. Because what was the score against Kansas? It was like what, 28, 21 to 40 something. The Eagles still scored over 20 points. So I
lost track when the Chiefs saw you in their rear view once they scored their third touchdown.
The point is, Jerk. The point is that the Eagles can score even though they can't stop anybody. So yeah, it was 42-30. So if I would take the over on this.
The over?
Yeah,
I don't know. I really don't think
they scored 30 points. The Eagles. They lost by 12, but they scored 30 points.
but the
They can
Chiefs
score now.
But the Chiefs are terrible on defense. I'm taking the Panthers
are
in
not.
the
Okay.
under, and the
Okay.
Panthers can play defense.
Okay.
I don't know how many snaps Stephon Gilmore is going to play, but considering the fact they added Henderson from the Jaguars in that trade, and they just got Stephon Gilmore, that secondary just tightened up a whole lot more. So you're going to have to rely on Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders on the read option, and it don't look too good for you Eagles. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the under on this game, and I'm gonna go ahead and say the Panthers can cover these 3.5 points.
Okay.
But again, this is another game that you might want to consider on the underdog money line ticket for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't see it happening, so I'm gonna go ahead and leave it off my money line ticket.
I'll take the over. I'm going with the over. I think they can score over 21 points, and then the Panthers will have to score over 20 points as well. And it's going to hit 45 easily. I get the Kansas City Chiefs don't play defense. I get it. But the Eagles still have an offense. They can still move the ball downfield. So we'll see.
45 points.
That's not a lot. That's not. I mean, they just scored 30. I mean, I don't think that's a lot. That's not too much. Now, if it was like 55, if it was like 50 something,
you made me a believer. I'm gonna go ahead and take the 45. I'm gonna take the over. You think so? On that. I'm gonna take the over on that. You just made me a believer just now. I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take the over. Next game we have the Miami Dolphins at the the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are a 10.5 point favorite.
That's too low for me. I think they should be like 12 or 14.
Like I said Monday morning, I would strongly consider money lining the Dolphins.
On the road?
Yes. Hear me out on this.
Okay. Hear me out on this. Is Brissett the quarterback? But go ahead.
Yes, Brissett is going to be the quarterback. But hear me out on this. So last week, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they struggled. I believe they only scored 23 points. What was the score?
19-17.
19-17, right? So I feel, considering the fact that Tom Brady's 20-year tenure in New England was with Bill Belichick, which Bill Belichick in that game threw everything he could possibly throw at Brady. And you can see Bill Belichick knew Tom Brady's weaknesses. I feel Brian Flores' time in New England, which was about, I want to say about 10 plus years in New England with Tom Brady being there.
I see where you're going with this.
I see where
you're going with this.
He is going to implement the same type of defensive scheme that Bill Belichick implemented last week, and the Dolphins can somehow edge out a win against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I
hear you. Go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I'm not gonna give the Tampa Bay Buccaneers these 10.5 points. I feel like the Dolphins have covered the 10.5.
I think you have convinced me because again, what's the formula? You don't have to if you can pressure Tom Brady with just 4 and keep a coverage, it's going to be difficult for him. And that's what the Patriots did last week or this past Monday. They put the head on him. They pressured him, and they. I don't know why. I think the Patriots didn't win because, the field goal. They didn't have enough possessions. It's just a field goal.
It was the field goal, and it was also a turnover. Turnovers that cost them the game. Fumbles and missed opportunities too, because they had that one special teams play with Matthew Slater. Getting pushed out of bounds, and he stayed out of bounds, and he forced the fumble on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers returner, but it ended up getting called back because of the unsportsmanlike conduct. So it's just
I see what you're saying. saying. They have the formula to beat Tom Brady, and if Bill can do it, and then Todd Bowles was with New England, I see it, but I don't know. Do you really think the Dolphins offensively can keep up?
Hey, the New England Patriots only had 19 points.
True, but they were playing against the Buccaneers. I mean, the Buccaneers were playing against the Patriots defense.
Well,
Okay, so whose defense is better? Our defense, or I said our because I'm in Miami.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is way better than the Dolphins. Currently, they're sitting, I believe, number one in rush defense right now. So I'm definitely going to be leaning towards the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense. But if the Dolphins could somehow generate a turnover, maybe two, we could keep this game close.
So you putting on record? You saying the Dolphins are going to cover, or a Dolphins money line, or what?
The Dolphins are going to cover.
Yeah,
I might lose all credibility for this, but Dolphins are
I know you. I know. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna put it out there. I got money line on the Dolphins and winning this game.
You gonna make some serious money if you money line the Dolphins. But like I said, if I'm putting the Dolphins on a money line ticket, it's gonna be a totally separate ticket that's not gonna affect something that I know that's definitely going to hit.
I got you.
So
it's a big game. This is a 1 o'clock game. Yeah, it has to.
Yeah, so it's a 1 o'clock game. Yes, for sure, it's a 1 o'clock game. Next game we have the New Orleans Saints at the Washington Football Team. The Saints are a 1.5 point favorite.
That's it. Hey,
they're like the New Orleans Saints are not as good as what people thought they were, and the Washington Football Team defensively is not what people thought they were. So
1.5 is too low, isn't it? No, you don't think so?
Again, I think they're about even. If you ask me, this is definitely going to be a good game where it can go either way. So I would go.
I would. I'm sorry. I would check the over under on this. What is it? I would go under.
The over is 44.5.
Oh, I'll go under. And I don't see this. I don't see this as a high scoring game. This to me, this will be a low scoring game, and I think New Orleans is a better team than the football team.
If they can get that secondary together in Washington, I feel like they'll be able to win this game. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my money line ticket.
Washington, right?
Yeah, Washington on my money line ticket.
Okay. I'll take the under. I think taking the under is safe with these two teams.
I'm definitely taking the under, but I'm a money line them too as well. Next up, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Titans are a 4-point favorite. Now, real quick, I just wanted to.
I know what you're going to mention, but go ahead.
I just want to touch on Urban Meyer, the drama that Urban Meyer has accumulated this week alone after the Thursday night loss versus the Cincinnati Bengals, allowing the Jacksonville Jaguars team to go home on the team plane while he stays behind and parties in his hometown, and somebody ends up getting it on camera, him dancing with another woman that's not his wife. So now, without even being the head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars for not even for a year yet, he is currently on the hot seat. And what a perfect game for Urban Meyer to earn his keep is against the Tennessee Titans. So just to add a little fuel to the fire for you when you end up making this pick.
First of all, why are you not going back with your team? That's number one. Number two, bro, you if you want to go out, okay, so what happens is a lot of times when athletes and coaches and teams, when they lose, they want to go out and enjoy themselves and just take their mind off losing. I get that. But you got to be smarter than that, bro. Like, why you allow yourself to be on camera? I don't understand that. Like, first of all, you hire or you sign Tim Tebow. Didn't you make some kind of message to the Jacksonville people and like we're gonna get it together? Like, yo, it's not looking good in Jacksonville right now for him. I hope he doesn't get fired, but
I do.
We never know. I know you
do. because he
But
did
you
my
never know.
boy. He did my
Ooh.
boy James Robinson wrong. After that, you had a point of no return with me.
Would anybody be crazy to pick Jacksonville in this game?
No, they would not.
Like what I'm saying is maybe this might be motivation. You never know.
Nope.
No. So you wouldn't pick Jacksonville at all? At all?
No.
Okay. So what are you going with?
I'm going with the Tennessee Titans. They're going to cover the 4 points, and I'm going to go ahead and go with the under 2 as well.
But you know they've been in games, Jacksonville. They just don't know how to close the game.
They're not going to play for this. They're not going to want to play for this guy.
You don't think so?
Not this. Well, they're going to get him out of there.
Bro, go ahead.
Nope. I'm just going to leave it at that. They're not going to want to play for him this week. Let's get his ass up out of here.
You never know, man. Any given Sunday, any team can win.
I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it.
I take Tennessee too to cover. I agree, but you never know, man. If somebody put Jacksonville on their ticket and Jacksonville wins, they're gonna make a lot of money.
Yeah, but again, I will say this too as well. If they do win this game, and you can see that the Jacksonville Jaguar players are playing their hearts out, they have some respect for Urban Meyer. But me personally,
you don't think they do?
If I was a player, I wouldn't have no respect for Urban Meyer because number one, I'm still mad about the Travis Etienne pick. I'm still salty about that.
There's nothing wrong with having two. I don't know why you. There's
there
nothing wrong with having two good running backs. You need to let that go. Let it go.
It's not smart. No, it is not smart.
Let it go, man.
Like
it is smart.
You had a running back that rushed for over 1,000 yards who you got at a steal and is versatile enough to do all those little things that Travis Etienne can do, and you're picking in the first round in the 2021 draft, and you pick Trevor Lawrence with the first overall pick. I have no problem with that. I felt like that was a phenomenal pick. You couldn't go wrong with that pick. And then you're doing a decent job as far as your drafting. Then you turn around and you draft Travis Etienne. Why? It's not a need. You don't need another running back. You have running backs.
There have been teams that had two good running backs, and they both prosper. I mean, look at LaShawn McCoy and Darren Sproles. They were both on the Eagles, and they both played well. Come on, man.
That's different.
It can happen. How is that different? How's that different?
Different. Because here's the difference. Darren Sproles, he was on his way out the door when he went to Philadelphia. That's the difference. And he wasn't drafted. When you go into the draft, you're looking for young players that can fill needs in the first round. You have multiple other needs to fill for the Jacksonville Jaguars other than running back. Running back was probably like
what did they need? Defense, right?
They could have gotten a tight end. They could have got another offensive lineman. They did
get a tight end, Tebow.
Yeah, we don't know how all that panned out. And really, to be honest with you, I just did that because he just did it because they was friends. He did a seriously. That was unnecessary. Dude's 35 years old, and you decide you want to get Tim Tebow in there for what?
Shout out, Cap. What's up, man?
What's going on, Cap? Appreciate you coming through. But yeah, for what? Like that literally made no sense why you bought in Tim Tebow because I felt like that was extremely disrespectful to everybody, all the other tight ends on the team for the Jaguars. Like that was ridiculous. So
Travis, you can't blame him for getting two running backs. Come on, man.
I can too. I never seen nothing like that in my life. I never seen it. You was playing favorites, and then this is what really sealed the deal for me. When they came out in week 1, even before that, when Travis Etienne tore his ACL, and they came out in week 1, and they decided to give Carlos Hyde more carries than James Robinson, I had to do a little bit of recon. I had to look and see what college Carlos Hyde went to and who was the head coach. You know what college he went to? Ohio State. You know who the head coach was? Urban Meyer. Right there, I already knew. I was like, so he
plays favorites, huh? Yeah.
You have this 30-plus-year-old running back running the ball where you have a dude that just came off of a 1,000-yard season and you go ahead and give it to the old man? Are you serious right now? Who had his opportunity in the league? Who been bounced around 4 different teams, if I'm not mistaken? Are you serious right now? Get him up out of here, man. I'm tired of Urban Meyer. And plus, there's rumor allegations that I don't even want to get into with him being at what college he come from? I can't at the top of my head. Where did he come from? Clemson, not Clemson. Damn, where did Urban Meyer come from?
Florida?
No, Urban. Where did everybody just come from? Why can't I think of where he came from?
Oh, I don't know. Ohio State? No, that wasn't Ohio State. But what about it? What was the rumor?
Yeah, there was rumors in the locker room about Urban Meyer being racist against certain players. I cannot confirm or deny that because I'm not there. But all I have are my conspiracy theories. Right now, as far as what you done did to my boy James Robinson, which was extremely disrespectful, and what you saw from James Robinson the last 2 weeks with his minimal touches, he has done nothing but work magic with it. But back to your previously scheduled program, I'm going to go ahead and pick the Titans, and the Titans are going to cover the 4 points. And since Urban Meyer don't want to take the plane home with the team last week, don't worry. Shao Kahn will fire you before you even get on the plane. So you'll fire your own motherfucking way home.
That's true. Hey, the Cap did shout it out. He said Shao Kahn is pissed. He probably is pissed.
Yeah, you gonna give him the Joe Philbin treatment. You can fire your own motherfucking way home. You're not getting on this team plane. You go ahead and stop at any bar or club you would have stopped at, get grounded on again. You ain't gonna have a job. So it is what it is. When you don't take the team playing home, with your team, it's like I'm not associated with those losers.
Okay, so before we go on to the next one, 0-5. If they go 0-5 or 0-6, I say within 2 weeks he'll probably be let go.
Shoot, I feel like if they lose this game, he's going to be let go.
Yeah, okay.
Like I feel like it's too much. Like it's going to be hard for them to do it because it hasn't even been 8 weeks, and I feel like this is going to be the record. Because Steve Wilkes got fired from the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know if you remember this situation, but when Steve Wilkes got fired, Josh Rosen was the quarterback, and Josh Rosen was out of Arizona. So it's a strong possibility Trevor Lawrence might have the same situation. No, I'm not saying that they're the same level of talent, but
get out of here. Get out of here. Stop.
I'm just saying they're not the same level of talent, but at the same time, when you end up making a move like that, as far as you being the investment pick, it's out the window once the new head coach comes into the building.
Boy, that's not happening. They love Trevor Lawrence.
Hey, they don't how you love Trevor Lawrence. He ain't looking too good right now.
Come on, man. Stop it, man. Come on, man. It's not gonna happen.
Let's move on. But Tennessee Titans covering the 4 points, and I'm gonna take the under 2 as well. Okay. And also your boy's getting fired after this game if they lose.
Who?
Urban Meyer.
How's that my boy? That's not my boy. But Cap got a question. What do you guys think about the Cowboys? They for real? Is Buffalo legit? Yes to Buffalo. I don't know about the Cowboys yet. Yes to Buffalo. Buffalo's legit, man. I don't care what I don't know what Quinte is talking about. I mean, I gotta watch Josh Allen's game to make sure, but as a team as a whole, they definitely legit.
But let's go ahead and move on to the Detroit Lions at the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are a 7.5 point favorite.
They only scored 7 points last week. 7.
It's all good.
Do nothing.
But look who they played. They played the Browns. The Browns is a good team, aside from Baker Mayfield. But the Browns are a good team. But what you think? The Detroit Lions, are they going to get their first win this week?
I believe so, yes. I would say yes. 7 points, bro. 7. Okay, so I agree with Cap, but the thing is with the Lions is they can score, they can move the ball. They for some reason they just can't. Like, come on, man! They lost off a 66-yard game-winning field goal. They're right there. They just need one win, and I think this is their win. I believe so, especially against the divisional team.
Not happening.
You don't see it? 7 points, man. Them boys only scored 7 points.
Not against Captain Kirk. They not. I'm taking the Vikings, and they're covering the 7.5 points. Not happening. And it's in Minnesota too. Oh no, it's not happening.
Hey, listen, I root for you. I want you to win, but not on this. I hate Kirk Cousins. I'm sorry. I don't.
What is your beef for Kirk Cousins? Before we even move on, what is your beef for Kirk Cousins?
He reminds me of Jared Goff when Jared Goff was in when he was playing with the Rams. He's just somebody who should be great and who should be a good quarterback and just doesn't take the advantage of his opportunity. That's why I don't like Kirk Cousins. I just don't like him.
What you mean? In his time in Minnesota, he's been to the playoffs 2 times.
Yeah, but he should be better than what he is. That's just I don't know. I just don't.
Okay. How about this? Let me put this in perspective for you. You're playing in the same division as Aaron Rodgers. How often are you expecting him to get to the playoffs?
You're playing the same division as Aaron Rodgers, but also the Bears haven't been good recently, up until recently.
What?
And the Lions haven't been good. So even if you can't beat Green Bay, you can still go 4-2 in the division and make the playoffs at 10-6.
But you went to the playoffs 2 times, and you only been. This is your 4th year in Minnesota. So what? Like, come on now, 2 out of the 3, and then you still like. If for you to get a wild card spot, we have the discussion like every week that the NFC West is going to have at least 2 teams coming out their division. So there was only 1 wild card spot available, and the Vikings end up getting that spot. So give my man some credit. Put some respect on my man's name, Captain Kirk. Everybody, hashtag Captain Kirk in the chat. Hashtag Captain Kirk.
He's a middle of the road quarterback.
He is elite.
Oh, come on, man, get out of here. He's not elite.
He's elite.
There are no more elite quarterbacks, bro. They're getting old. Brady getting old.
He's elite.
It's only Brady and Rodgers. That's it.
I'm gonna put him in the same sentence as Stafford. I'm putting him in the same sentence as Stafford.
They're not elite, so I guess they go together. Yeah, go
They're
ahead.
not elite. Stafford is elite. Stafford got
an arm. He got a cannon. I give him that.
Kirk got a cannon too. I would take Kirk on the Dolphins right now.
Oh, well, yeah.
I would trade Tua and Brissett for him right now.
Well, I don't know.
I'll even add Justin Coleman in there too.
If I'm going to trade for a quarterback, I'm going to trade for. It's never going to happen. But Justin Herbert, that's the future of the NFL.
Oh, you're not getting that. You're not.
I know. I'm just saying, like hypothetically.
You're not getting that. So, you leaning towards the Detroit Lions this game?
Yeah, I think they'll get their first win. They've been right there in almost every single game. They just, I don't know. They've been 66-yard field goal. That had to hurt. That loss had to hurt. So we'll see.
I feel like the Baltimore Ravens cost themselves that game, to be honest, with the miscues with Hollywood Brown and the drops and the Lamar Jackson attempting to extend plays where he didn't need to do and end up costing them a lot. Well, costing them a lot of drives. But the Detroit Lions, if this was in Detroit, I will possibly take Detroit. But considering the fact that it's in Minnesota, I'm liking what I'm seeing from the Vikings. The Vikings have a good aerial attack. Dalvin Cook is a monster. What happened last week? They played the Browns. I can't. Come on now.
The Browns got a defense like that?
Hell yeah, they got a defense like that. They got Myles Garrett. I believe he's leading the league in sacks right now. Two weeks ago, he had 4 sacks on your guy, Justin Fields, and the Browns held them to 60 yards of passing yards. Come on now.
Yeah, okay, I hear you.
That's your guy, but I'm pretty sure Andy Dalton would have got over 200. But that's a conversation for a different day. But let's go ahead and move on to the Denver Broncos at the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers are a 1.5-point favorite. Definitely, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't see how. I don't see how
either. I'm telling you right now. Money line the Denver Broncos. Money line them.
I would agree with you. Pittsburgh cannot do anything on offense. Nothing. They can't move the ball. They can't. Ben
They
doesn't have
can't
time to
protect
throw.
Ben. They
They can't
cannot
protect Ben at
protect
all.
Ben. And that plays right into the Denver Broncos' hands on defense. Money line the Denver Broncos. Money
I
line
agree
them.
with you. I agree.
Money line them. That's all I got to say. Money line the Broncos. You want to money line the Broncos. They cannot protect Ben. Ben is look like a deer in headlights right now. Money line the Broncos.
It's sad to see, man. It's that the offensive line can't they're just terrible on offense. Now the defense keeping them in games, but if you can't do nothing on offense, then
I hear you. I definitely hear you. That's all I really got to say. Like, that's it. You got to money line them.
yeah, I agree.
We go ahead and just move off of that. You got to money line them. But the Green Bay Packers at the Cincinnati Bengals, the Green Bay Packers are a 3-point favorite.
I would go with Green Bay on the points.
Over or under? Oh, you went with the points. I'm sorry.
Actually, you know what? What's the over-under on this?
The over-under on this game is 51 points.
What did Cincinnati? How many points Cincinnati scored last week? Did they play last week?
I think they had like 30. They played the Thursday night game against the Jags. I think they had like 30 points.
51 points. That seems like a lot, but with these two teams, I'm
gonna take the over.
I'll take the over. Yeah,
I'll take it over.
Yeah, definitely.
I'll take it over. I personally, I don't want to touch a game like this because I don't know what kind of Cincinnati Bengals team we're going to get.
True.
So, but if I was to pick, I'm definitely going to take the over on this game.
Yes, Cap says Cincinnati is a better team.
They are a better team, Cap, but we haven't seen consistency from Cincinnati because we went from Cincinnati being a good team week 1, and then we went to week 3 where Joe Burrow ended up, was it week 2 or week 3, where he ended up throwing like 2 or 3 picks versus the Bears in the second half. So, like, it's tough. It's tough.
It is in Cincinnati, Cap. It's in Cincinnati, so I still would put Green Bay over Cincinnati.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking Green Bay over Cincinnati, and I think Green Bay is going to cover the 3 points too.
Whose running back is out? Cincinnati's running back or Green Bay?
Yeah, Mixon is out. Mixon's done.
Oh, he's out? Okay. Oh, damn. Like done for the season?
Oh, no. He's only done for a couple of weeks.
Oh, okay.
So I got to take Green Bay. I'm taking Green Bay. They're going to cover the 3 points, and
I would take the over on this too.
I'm iffy about the over, but I'm my feet are on the table on the 3 points. My feet are on the table that the Green Bay Packers are going to cover the 3 points.
Okay.
Next up, we have the New England Patriots at the Houston Texans. The New England Patriots are 9-point favorites.
That's too much.
Too much?
Yeah, that's too much. That's not. I think no, that's too much. I mean, I still would take the Patriots, but at 9, I mean, I guess they ain't got no choice. But 9 points, I mean, Houston can score and they can move the ball too. I like, what do they base these point spreads off?
I'm assuming off previous weeks and power ranking matchups. To be honest, I'm looking at the over and under. It's 39.5 points.
I take the. Well, they only scored 17 points last week, but they were playing the Buccaneers defense. I would take the under on this. Actually, I don't know.
It's hard because
the
Texas was hold scoreless last week.
Against who?
The Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo Bills. That's right. So yeah, I'll take the under on this. I think the under is safe. Because we don't know who the quarterback. I mean, the quarterback position in Houston is just all over the place. And yeah, I mean, Cap did point out something. Houston has 3 running backs that are out, that are not producing. So yeah, I think taking the under on this would be safe. Do you see these teams going over 40 points? I don't see it. I don't see it.
That's 20 points apiece.
I mean, New England scored 17. If they didn't miss that field goal, they would have got 20. So I see what you're saying, but
now do I believe in the New England Patriots defense enough that they will hold the Houston Texans under 20 points?
I think they can. It's a tough one. Yeah, you're right, Cap. It's a tough one. I you know what? I'm sticking with my guts. I'll take the under. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
This is a hard one to call for me.
Is that what it called? What about money line? No. Not even that? No.
I'm not touching. No.
No money line?
I'm not doing that. No.
So then take the points then.
Hell take the points. The points? The 9 points? Yeah. Hey, the game may end up being close. The game may.
You can't touch this one then. You don't.
I'm not touching it, but for the people at home, I'm gonna go ahead and just. I'm gonna take the under. I feel like New England's defense is somewhat of the caliber of the Buffalo Bills defense, where they can hold them to less than 20. So I'm thinking Houston's gonna have 7 points to end the game. They'll have 7. 10 will be pushing it, but 7. That's what I'm thinking right now for the Houston Texans.
I would say something like 20-13, 20-14, 21-14, like right at the cap at 38, 35, 36 points. Cap says stay away from listen, I would stay the freak away from this. I stay the fuck away from this. Like this, you can't because you just never know. I mean, they got smoked last week, but then all of a sudden Houston can come out and score 30 points on you. Like they're just so weird. That team is so weird. I don't understand them.
So I'm gonna sit this one out. I'm gonna sit this one out, but but the people at home, I recommend that you sit it out. But if you have to play it, I'm taking the under because I believe the New England Patriots defense can hold the Texans offense to the max 10 points. That's what I'm thinking.
10-14 points, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so we in agreement.
Yeah.
We're taking the under.
Let's stay the hell away from this. Yeah.
But stay away from the pick. Stay away from
it.
The Chicago Bears at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Vegas Raiders are 5.5-point favorites.
You go first on this. What you think? I mean, 60 offensive yards. Come on, man. Passing yards, I mean. But go ahead.
Well, I don't believe in Justin Fields yet, and he's going to have a tough matchup against that tough Las Vegas Raiders pass rush. The over-under is 44 points. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the under on this one because I don't feel like the Chicago Bears are going to be able to put up that many points in this game considering how they're going up against a monstrous pass rush.
And their offense is anemic. They can't block. The offensive line is still terrible. Like they really have to fix that during the offseason. So yeah, I mean,
and David Montgomery's out too.
Safe. Yeah, this will be safe. The under is safe.
You want under?
Yeah. Like who would take the points on this one?
I might even mess around and take the Raiders to cover the 5.5.
You got 2 tickets. Yeah, do both if you want.
Because last week, let's be real here. Whose offense is better, the Raiders or the Lions?
The Raiders.
Okay, so I believe the Detroit Lions last week, they got into the red zone 4 times, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So out of those 4 times they got in the red zone, they was only to punch it in twice, if I'm not mistaken. So the Raiders are a much better offensive team than the Detroit Lions. So yeah. I could see the Raiders being able to punch the ball in and being able to cover the 5.5 points. Unless Derek Carr just comes in there and just thinks the game up.
What happened with the Chargers last week, though? This past, Monday?
Hey, you played a very good offensive team. Like
that's not the Bears, right? Okay.
Yeah, we talk about the Bears where they literally had what
60 yards.
70 passing yards last week.
60 passing yards, yeah.
70 passing yards last week versus the Detroit. I said the Detroit. The Cleveland Browns. Like there is some serious trouble with Justin Fields moving forward if he can't improve his game.
But I don't think it's on just him. Just the offensive line can't block for him. He doesn't have time to throw the ball. I don't think it's just him. I think if they shore up that offensive line, eventually you'll see his game shine. Just right now, they just cannot block for the man. I mean, he got sacked, 6 times last week? 5 or 6 times? And then the week before that, he got sacked like 5
Taking the Raiders, the points, and I'm taking the under.
They're both safe. Yes, I agree completely.
Okay. So next up, we have the Cleveland Browns at the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't want to touch this one either, but
you know what? If the only thing that makes sense, in my opinion, is because they're home, you take the Chargers on the money line. That shit.
You know, the Browns are the underdog in this game.
They are. So what do you think about money line and the Browns? And you know what? Also, you could take the over on this. What's the over under? That's a smart bet. Take the over on this. Definitely.
46.5. That's 23 points apiece.
They'll go over on this. They definitely go over on this. Come on.
Yeah. They're going over. Yeah. Well.
I mean, the Chargers scored 28 last week. What the the Browns, they scored over. Yeah. Come on, man. This is simple. You take the over on this. Don't take the under. Why would you take the under?
I'm not taking the under, but I ended up almost taking the over last week with the Vikings and Browns, and they ended up scoring 40 points in total.
Yeah,
and the Chargers have a good defense too as well. Again, it comes down to the quarterback because I don't like Baker Mayfield. I don't feel like Baker Mayfield could go into a shootout and win. That's how I feel. So it's very, very hard for me to take the Browns in the over because it may end up coming down to a run the ball down your throat type of game for the Browns where.
But you said that again. You said that when it was Browns Chiefs and they went over. You did say that. Come on.
Hey, the Chiefs, I will never, ever pick the under for the Chiefs no more because of the fact that for some particular reason, they have some slow starts and then they come out in the second half and they just floor it. And they
yeah.
You had a front row seeing that last week. Because the game was competitive for y'all. The game was competitive for y'all before y'all went to halftime. But once we came out that locker room in the second half, it was like, we out of here.
Kansas City just went out, yeah. But we still only lost by 12, but come on now.
Yeah, you still only lost by 12, but respectfully, it wasn't as bad as what I was imagining it to be. But what we doing? What are we doing? Because I think
I'm going to over. I think the over is the only safe bet. I mean, you can't money line any of these teams because both these teams could beat each other. So I would go the over. 23 points is nothing.
You could money line the Browns, and you could again. That's going on my underdog money line ticket. The Browns are going on the ticket. I'm telling you this right now. The Browns are going on the ticket, regardless. Okay. But I'm definitely going to take the over. That's guaranteed. They're going over.
Yeah.
All right, NFC East rivalry game. The New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys are 7-point favorites. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Not even a question, right? Not even a thought?
Nope, not based off of what I saw that Thursday night game when we ended up having that watch party week 2. I'm done with the Giants. I'm not taking the Giants no more.
So were you taking the Giants to cover?
I mean, no, I'm taking the Cowboys to cover.
Cowboys cover. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys to cover.
I agree with you.
It's 7 points.
I don't think this is the discussion at all. I agree with you.
No, I'm not.
Can't hear you, brother. Nope. Don't worry. Divorce fixing the sound. We'll be right back in a second. But yeah, I agree with you. I don't think this is any type of discussion or any. I don't think you can money line. I don't think you. Well, I don't know. I don't know the over under. But the Cowboys definitely cover 7 points.
The over under is 52 points.
That's too much. The Giants. No, that's too much. I'll take the under on that. Like if I had 2 tickets, I'll take the under. That's too much.
I'm taking the under because I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are just gonna sit there and just run the ball down their throats anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the 7 points for Dallas. I don't think the Giants can keep up.
And you gonna take the under or just the 7 points?
I'm taking the safe pick with the 7 points.
Okay.
I'm taking the safe pick with the 7 points. The San Francisco 49ers at the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals are 5.5 points favorites.
So the 49ers just lost. Do you think they'll be motivated enough to win on the road or no?
They're not beating the Cardinals. I don't feel like their secondary can handle that aerial attack with Kyler Murray.
I agree. I would take the money line on, not the money line, sorry, the points on this.
I'm not touching it.
You're not touching this?
I'm not touching it.
you just said what you said. You still okay.
If I was, I'm gonna go ahead and take the 5.5 for the Cardinals.
Yeah,
because these divisional games are hard to tell because they know each other so well. So it might end up being an offensive struggle where they end up coming out and being like 17-20 or something like that. So that's why I really don't like touching. I really don't like touching over and unders for divisional
games. Yeah, definitely.
I don't like doing that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and give the Cardinals the 5.5 because they can put up some points. They can seriously put up some points, and I don't like Trey Lance's chances being able to put in a shootout with Kyler Murray. I don't like that. And
what happened to Garofalo? He got injured, right?
Yeah, he got injured last week. So we're gonna be seeing Trey Lance this week. So I don't see him being able to put up the points that the Arizona Cardinals are going to be putting up against that Arizona Cardinals secondary. And we saw what Kyler Murray did to the Los Angeles Rams defensive front. Like they were almost non-existent too as well. So
they couldn't catch him at all.
They couldn't catch him. So I'm looking at the San Francisco 49ers. They got a nice defensive front, but at the same time, I feel like the Cardinals can cover them 5.5.
What is the formula to beat this team, the Cardinals? What is the formula? Like, it's hard. Like, you got to come up with a solid game plan to beat this team. They're great on both sides.
You got to get a break.
You got to get a break, a turnover here and there.
You got to get some kind of tough break where somebody ends up getting a tipped interception or a fumble or something, because the way Kyler Murray's ability to extend plays is amazing, and it's hard to get a hat on him. He's just that good. Yeah. It's hard for you to get a hat on him. And you can't man up the Cardinals because his ability to extend plays allows receivers to get open, because the cornerback is not going to sit there and guard a receiver for longer for 2.5 seconds. They really don't want to do that. And then if you come out in the zone, he can basically do whatever he wants back there. So it's difficult. It's extremely difficult. You just need to figure out somehow to get a break, a tough break with a turnover for the Cardinals. So I'm going to go ahead and take the 5.5 for the Cardinals, because I don't think the San Francisco 49ers are going to be able to stop Kyler Murray.
I agree with you. This might be super early, but this team might be in the Super Bowl. I'm telling you. I know everybody's talking about Buccaneers and the Rams and whatever,
who took the Cardinals?
I'm telling you, Arizona, unless God forbid he gets hurt, you might see this team in the Super Bowl. Just mark my words. Remember this, week 4.
Who, the Cardinals?
The Cardinals, you might see them in the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, they're going to be the sleeper team. I could have
sworn they was my NFC West favorite if I.
Well, we'll see, because you picked the Cardinals 3 years in a row.
I didn't pick them 2 years in a row. I took the Niners 3 years ago, and then I took the
Okay.
Cardinals this year, and last year. So 2 years in a row. This is the time
Okay.
for the Cardinals. But
Okay.
Sunday Night Football, we got the Buffalo Bills at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh.
The Chiefs are a 3-point favorite.
Ain't no way in hell they should be favored. Buffalo's balling right now. Listen, they blowing everybody out. Okay, so they did play the Dolphins. The Dolphins had a good defense, but they had played with a backup quarterback. Okay, cool. And they played Houston. So it's like they're blowing people out, but look at the teams that they're playing. I don't know. This one is hard to touch. I'll take the over on this. I'll definitely take the over. I'll say that. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I'm taking over too because the defense for the Chiefs is terrible. So yeah, I'm definitely going to take the over. The over is 56.5 points. So you look at
that's a lot though. That's a lot.
Yeah, but you think about it, the amount of points that the Chiefs can put up, I feel like the Bills can match.
True. That's like a 42 to 30, 35, something like that. Like that. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
I'm taking the under.
You taking the under?
I'm taking the under. Now that I heard you say it, I'm taking the under.
They just scored 42. Okay. Well, yeah, but do you believe in Buffalo's defense to stop because we know Kansas City's defense ain't shit, but do you believe Buffalo's defense to stop Kansas City?
I feel like Kansas City's going to be trying to catch up to Buffalo. I'll take the over. I'm taking the over.
You sure?
I'm taking the over.
You don't want a money line or points?
I'm taking the over. I'm not money lining the Buffalo Bills. I don't think the Bills are going to win this game, but I feel like the Chiefs are going to be playing catch up with the Bills, considering the fact of how terrible the Kansas City Chiefs defense is. So yes, I'm taking the over. Let's take the
definitely over. Take the over. That's Sunday night, right? Okay,
yeah, that's Sunday night. So last but not least, we got the Monday night football game. The Indianapolis Colts at the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore is a 7-point favorite. This is going to be a tough game to call too, because that defense for the Indianapolis Colts is pretty good.
You say that, but they're not winning.
They're not winning, but they have some pretty tough matchups. Excuse me.
That's true. That's true. I'll take Baltimore on the points.
I'm gonna go under 46 points.
Definitely under.
It's under 46 points. So you're gonna give Baltimore the 7 points?
Yeah.
I'm gonna just leave it at the under. I'm not even gonna do anything else with it. I'm gonna keep it at
not gonna test the points, no?
Nope, I'm gonna leave it under because the way Lamar has been playing, I haven't liked it. He's
balling though.
He has been
for the most part.
No, he has been putting this team in some crucial situations.
But he's brought them out of it though.
That's barely. Because like week 2, almost lost to the Chiefs. You threw 2 picks, you put your team in the hole, and thankfully the Kansas City Chiefs ended up fumbling at the end of the game, and y'all won the game. And then against the Lions, it wasn't just you, but you and Hollywood basically almost cost the Ravens the game. So I can't take the 7. I really can't take the 7.
You can't?
All I can tell you is I'm going with the under. That's all I can say.
Okay. I mean, I could see like a 23-14 game or a 20. I could see something like that. So I'll take the 7.
Take the 7?
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. I do like these games this week. There are a couple of games that I would like almost guarantees for me, to be honest with you.
That's true, but didn't we say the same thing last week? And last week
I almost had it. If the Rams did not score that touchdown with 2 minutes left in the game, I would have walked away with something. I would have walked away. Why couldn't you just have some great sportsmanship and just take the knee? Why couldn't you just do that? Run the clock out. You couldn't do that. But
they probably was on the ticket themselves.
Man, I was so upset. And I was about to turn around and play another ticket right after that just for me to get the Sunday night and Monday night game. but I feel lucky this week, and I'm going to get what I deserve from last week. Any final thoughts before we end up closing this thing out?
Shout out to our fellas. You know, we always want to shout them out. Quinte, Brighton, Havoc, Banks. Love you boys. Shout out to Vor, our producer. You know, he does everything for us every day, man. And just peace and love.
Real quick, I did want to answer Cap for Life's question about Rashad Bateman.
Yeah, I seen that too.
Personally, regarding Rashad Bateman, considering the fact that he hasn't hit the field yet for the Baltimore Ravens, I don't have an opinion. But I feel like once he's healthy, he can add another dynamic downfield threat for Lamar Jackson. Only problem is, can Lamar Jackson get him the football? That's the question. So
I think he can every once in a while. He can throw it. He can throw it downfield.
Every
once in a while.
You being a little bit too nice to Lamar Jackson. He's on my fantasy. He's on my fantasy team, and I don't even believe in him like that. I'm seriously considering trading him, to be honest. But yeah. Outside of that, man, I've been last couple of weeks has been like extremely hectic as far as those watch parties. Like every time we schedule one, something always comes up. So I'm not even going to guarantee one today. We're gonna play it by ear, and then once you get the bat signal, that eye in the sky, the notification, that means we having one. Right. I will leave it at that. So with that being said, also be sure to go ahead and follow our social media pages, the Instagram page, the Facebook page, and the Twitter page. Also be sure to listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor, or other major streaming platforms as well. This is the Not for the Bay podcast. We'll be back Saturday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We are out of here, man.